Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Markets with Morning Joe. I am your host, Joe, and this is my morning cup of Joe. I'm having some Brazilian beans today. Very good cup of coffee. And well, it is Monday, February 17th, and the markets are closed. But I wanted to do a video because I haven't really been able to get many videos out last week. And what a week it was! It was kind of uh, started off as a boring week, and then we had some fireworks at the end. And man, I thought last week was going to be a definitive win or lose for the Bulls and Bears. And I titled last week, started off with the title of Stock Market Super Bowl. And I thought by Friday we would have had a definitive win or lose, and damn it, we don't. The Super Bowl saga continues, my friends. We do not have a clear winner yet. It almost looked like the Bulls were going to win, and it's looking like it's in the end of the fourth quarter. Bulls have possession of the ball, or had possession of the ball. They're in the end zone, and they tried to score. If you look on Friday intraday, it made it up to 610.99. That's a new all-time high intraday, but they didn't quite score the winning touchdown. They may have gotten a field goal kick, but the Bears once again stopped them from closing at a new all-time high. So if you look at Thursday's close was actually higher than Friday. So Friday the market closed at 609.70. Thursday the market closed at 609.73. 3 points of a difference. Okay, what a freaking joke. However, even funnier is if you go back to this close on January 23rd, the market closed at 609.75, 2 pennies. So we're messing around here with fucking pennies, for God's sakes. Like, really? The market can't fucking make, like, what a mind fuck. That's what it is. It's a mind fuck. Like 2 pennies difference between this past Thursday and this close here back on January 23rd, and then you come on Friday and that's 3 points shy of Thursday. Wow. So what's going to happen this week? It's a shortened trading week. Markets open on Tuesday. Well, what I'm looking for is not just one day close, but another. I'm looking for confirmation. So I want to see 2 or 3 days definitively closing clearly above these pivot highs. Okay, these candle wicks. All right, and so if we get a couple 2-3 days closing clearly above these wicks, then I'd say we are on the path to moving higher. And on a weekly basis, we really need to clear this pivot high right here, this candle wick at 610.99. So if we can get this next week's body, so the body of the candle, close above that wick right there, then we're going higher. All right. Otherwise, if it continues to just kind of, this is like the ceiling, it cannot break higher, then I wouldn't be surprised if we break back down to the downside. It's been super choppy and annoying, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows what's going to happen if you look at on monthly chart basis. I just want to touch on this real quick. Monthly charts. If you take the COVID 2020 low, March 2020 low of 218, let's call it 220, and you measure it up to this pivot high right here back in January, that's the high is 480. So that's 260 points of a difference. Then it consolidated a little bit for like 8 or 9 months, and then it broke back to the upside. So if you take 260 points and add it to this low right here at 350 just about, you get 610. All right. That's where we've been. That's the limit. So this cycle, it's kind of like an ABC pattern. So this move up, A, B, C, has been completed, and now it's been consolidating for the last couple 2-3 months. And it's kind of like this wall, this ceiling that the market hasn't been able to break through, and it wants to, but it's getting resistance. So at some point, it's got to break above and just move higher. You can see on a monthly chart, man, it wants to. It's almost fucking there. I mean, it's literally 2 pennies off, but I think it's gonna. I hope it's gonna happen this week. I mean, I just want, like everybody else, bulls and bears alike. Everybody wants some fucking clear signal of whether the market's gonna go higher or down. I mean, I don't care which way it goes. I'll trade it either way, but that's what I'm looking for. So um, that's where we're at, basically. I mean, I think if the market breaks higher, um, if you take a measured move, let's go back to the daily. Um, if you measure, for example, from here, this last recent low at 590, and you measure it up to this Friday's high at, let's call it 608. So that's 18 points of a difference, 590 to 608. That's 18 points. And then you take this low right here at 598, 599. Let's just call it 600. I'm going to round up to 600. So we'll call it 618. So I believe the market, if we can break above this this high right here, this candle, then we're going higher to 618-ish, okay, maybe 620. But the bigger move, once we get up there, we could possibly go even higher. So then I would come back here and measure this low at 575. 575 to 610, that's 35 points. So, and I come back here and look at this low again. So now it's, 590. All right, let's just call it 590. Plus 35 points, that's 6.25, 625. So I think we've got quite a bit of ways to go. The next move higher, if it finally breaks above this consolidation right here, but we got to get through it. If we don't, and this thing comes back down, and then I don't know. And I don't care which way it goes, but I'm just looking for a definitive move one way or the other. All right. I guess if we break below the 50-day moving average here on a daily basis, then I would say possibly we're going back lower. All right. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Spiders are Qs are the same thing. All right. Basically, it's the same chart pattern. So we'll see what happens. I mean, tech stocks are looking strong. Tesla's coming back. We'll see what happens with Tesla. It's going to have some resistance at the 380. It obviously needs to get through maybe 375 first, 373, 375, and then 380. And it might chop around for a little bit, but I think or it could sell off. I mean, depending on the market, I have no idea. But this is a good range for Tesla to buy more. I think this is in the long run, Tesla's going higher. So as far as investing goes, it's not a bad level to buy anyhow. Nvidia is strong. Nvidia had a super strong week the last couple of weeks. It's holding at this resistant level on a weekly basis. It broke above the 20-day moving average, right? But it's into resistance. So the question is, does it come back down, consolidate a little bit, and then make a move higher? Possibly. If you measure this low right here from 90, was it this low? Hold on a second. Let me go to the daily actually. Yeah, no, the daily. All right. So if I measure the daily low from here, 113 up to 134, all right, that's let's call it 21 points. 21 points from this low right here. So far, that's been the low. 21 points. That takes you to 150, right? Yeah, 129 plus 21, 130. Yeah, 150. So 150, not quite the high, but I mean, it's got earnings coming up, so we'll see what happens with Nvidia. But this thing, appears like it's gonna, move its way back higher. Um, the tech Meta's still strong. Fucking Meta made a new high up to 740. We'll see what happens with Meta. I mean, super super strong candle. So tech is looking kind of like a mixed bag, and Microsoft's kind of weak. Let me go back to Microsoft. Microsoft is not quite as strong as the other Mag 7. Um, so it had the last few days have been green. I don't know if the low is in, but who knows? I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back further, below and touch this trend line before it moves its way back up. It's not quite as strong as some of the other stocks. Let's talk about gold, and then we'll talk about Bitcoin, and then we'll call it a day. Gold. All right, gold futures. So gold was ripping all of last week, and then Friday, you could call it a rug pull. Friday morning, gold and silver had a huge gap up, and then it sold off. I mean, that was a rug pull in my opinion. So gold put in a high earlier last week at around what was it, 29.68, and it looked like it was going to go higher. So it consolidated, went up, and then it didn't quite make it back to that high, and it sold off on Friday. All right, and now it looks like it's coming back. So, but the interesting is, so gold and silver both had the same. Look at the silver put in a huge topping tail, right? I saw that coming. I was fucking not happy about it, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm in silver, but I'm in it for the long run. So, precious metals, silver especially, is trades very, very annoyingly. But whatever, it's still bullish consolidation. But what I wanted to get to actually is Bitcoin, because when gold sold off, Bitcoin actually had to move higher. So if you go to Friday, all right, Bitcoin had, it had a decent day. It made it up to 98.8, all right, but it went right into this resistance, right, which it's been, it tagged that 50-day moving average. And for the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin hasn't done shit. It's just been moving sideways in this $96,000, $97,000 range for the most part. And I don't know. I mean, it's got this triangular pattern. It's got to break one way or the other. I mean, to me, this consolidation here on the lower end of this last red bar, to me that looks bearish. The fact that this hasn't done shit in the last 2 weeks, it's just taking its time, and it's just building up. And I mean, again, the move looks bearish to me. So that just, if this thing breaks, it's going down fast. That's my opinion. I could be completely wrong. It could break up, higher. If the Qs break higher, it's possible Bitcoin's going to go with the Qs. But I mean, it's yet to show us any sign of strength. The Qs definitely had more sign of strength. Like it's had, all of last week was bullish. All these green candles were last week, especially the second half of last week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So when you compare that to Bitcoin, it didn't do that, right? It's been in this sideways chop, and so we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. But the gold, it had that sell off on Friday, and it's still bullish. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that it's going lower. I mean, it could, but even if it goes lower, it could come down to 2,800. It could break below the 20-day moving average, come down to $2,800 right at the bottom of this green candle right here, and that's still very good support along with this pivot high right here. Or it could gap down even lower. So whatever. If gold could sell off down to $2,700, it could even sell off to the to 25, 2,600, and it's still bullish. It's still, in the long run, you go monthly chart, it's still very, very strong. You look at a monthly chart pattern, 20-day moving average is all the way down to $2,300. So if 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 Bitcoin ends up making it a strong move higher, um, gold could sell off, but I don't think gold's going very far. I mean, in fact, if gold sells off, honestly, even if it sells down to the $2,000 range, eat it up as much as you can. That is super strong. There's a giant level of support here. I don't think we'll ever see gold below $2,000, anyways. But I'm no economist. What do I know? I don't think it could come back down into this level, but for it to come lower, shit, I don't know. I don't know what the world would be like. The state of the economy and all that. Who knows? But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't expect, anyways. That doesn't matter. I don't expect gold to fall below really, these levels here. But if so, worst case scenario, if it makes it down to $2,300, buy it. That's my opinion, not financial advice. All right, that's it. 16 minutes. Um, we'll cut it short here for today. Again, the markets are closed, so nothing's going to happen until tomorrow. Stay tuned. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying my videos. If so, please give us a like on the YouTube channel, Markets with Morning Joe, and follow us, subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great day.